Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, he is I, and I is him. Slim with the tilted grin. What is my name? Yes, it is I, ladies and gentlemen. Triple H. What's going on, Actiful? Yes, I am here. I have to address some more lies and misinformation out there about our good President Joseph R. Biden. Yes. Kingpin Kiki. Greetings. How are you doing? It seems... Hold on. It seems we have to, once again, help people understand what exactly... We have to help people understand what exactly is going on at the border. Okay, and why President Biden and Kamala Harris have been doing such an excellent job at the border. So you got these guys out here. I call them fake hosts. That's what I'm going to call them. You got some fake TikTok hosts out here, and they get out here and they say things like this. We don't want to talk about the world, what President Biden is doing at the border because he's doing such a great job. When Trump sent troops to Harris, called it inappropriate, but now Andrew, absolutely, it's appropriate. It's definitely appropriate. Is this really comedy hour, or is this just time for us to bury the hatchet and let's just stick to the facts, okay? Now, we know that Title 42 is about to end, and there is going to be a surge at the border. Why wouldn't you want President Biden to do all in his power to protect the United States border? This is why I've told a lot of the Trump supporters, especially my friends on the right, I've always said, be careful what you wish for. You've been begging the Democrats to do something about it. You got the Night Rider flights. Okay, DeSantis, he's spending money flying migrants all over the United States. He's not doing that for Americans, but he's doing it for the migrants because he's sending them to the Democratic cities. Hello, Yazzie, nice to see you. So you've been begging Biden. You've been begging Biden to do something, and he finally does something, and they're all crying now. I can't believe Biden is sending 1,500 troops to the border. What else do you want Biden to do? No one in Europe likes DeSantis. Why would you say Biden is an idiot? He's defending democracy. Do you want him to do something about the border or not? Do you want him and Kamala Harris to take care of what's going on at the border or not? Seriously. You can't have it both ways. Biden can't walk. Biden, he's sleepy Biden, but yet you still sit back and acknowledge Biden won the election. A lot of you know Biden won the 2020 election fair and square. And he wouldn't have won it without Kamala Harris. These people get out here and they say, Kamala Harris, she's doing such a terrible job. If Biden is asleep, think about this. If President Biden is asleep, yeah, I got receipts right here. Yes, absolutely. If Biden was asleep and Kamala Harris were doing such a terrible job, then can you explain to Zeus? And can you explain to me? Thank you for that follow. Listen, I always appreciate when people hit that follow button and they subscribe to Zeus. Listen, that's the best. That's how you get the furthest in this kingdom. Good morning, Angela. But if Biden is sleepy and Kamala Harris isn't doing such a great job, how do you explain all this winning that the Democrats are doing? Okay, there's a lot of winning going on. And these Trump supporters, these Republicans on the right, they know it. You got these fake TikTok hosts, Fake TikTok hosts. They get in there and they got a live. This live, they fill it up with other people that promote misinformation. You should check out these fake TikTok hosts. I'm the host. Believe everything I see. My leader is Tucker Carlson. And I look at them and I go, I don't believe anything you say. Okay? I don't believe none of those conspiracies. Look at him. President Biden, right there at the border. Boots on the ground. He's taking this very seriously. What makes me a fakos? I haven't, listen, look at this, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. No strings attached. I am not a hand puppet. I am doing this. I am bringing this truth to you because I truly care about you. Okay? Don't go and listen to these fake TikTok hosts who get all angry and upset because you don't want to go along with their shenanigans. Okay? If Biden didn't care about the United States, he wouldn't have sent him and Kamala Harris. They had a meeting and they said, you know what? It's time to address what's going to happen once Title 42 ends. Good morning, good morning, Tiffany. Nice to see you. It's time to address Title 42. It was a terrible thing to begin with, but hey, it's working for the time being. And now it is time to put real solutions, real boots on the ground, so that the Trump supporters can stop crying. They're crying. Yeah, they're lying hosts. Yes, they're lying hosts. Yes, they're crying because, get it together, Zeus. Well, I want to call you Fanny. I want to call you Tiffany. I don't know which one. I like Fanny better because, you know, it has a nice little ring to it. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're dealing with fake TikTok hosts that are having selective outrage about what President Biden and Kamala Harris are doing. Now they're crying about Biden's not doing it. For the last 2.5+ years, Biden's not doing anything at the border. Biden, Kamala Harris, they haven't done anything at the border. We get a headline out. Biden is, you can call me Fanny, that's fine, love. All right, thank you, Fanny. Biden sends 1,500 troops, and guess what they do? They have a meltdown. How is America better for you? And it's better in so many ways. Number one, hold on. I don't want to lie to you. So let me come back with the receipts. Hold on 1 second. People ask all the time, and I keep this stuff with me, lock, stock, and barrel. Biden, you want me to tell you what President Biden has done? How much time do you got? How much time do you got, folks? You love the background? You like Biden at the border? Yeah, Customs Border Patrol. He's down there with the real people saving America, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's get into some of the things President Biden, and these are just some. This is what Biden has done, light edition. This is what Biden has done, light edition. All right. I'm going to read it slow because sometimes I read it too fast and then people, they forget what I said. And by the way, please share this live. If you know someone out there that is a Trump supporter, please share this live with them so that they can get the truth from a real TikTok host and not one of those fake ones. You know, they're fake out there and they lie and they spread misinformation. Let's start with the first thing President Biden has done. Yes, we love Joe. Put a blue wave in the comment section. First things first, Biden passed a whopping $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure package to increase investments in the national network of bridges, roads, airports, public transportation, and national broadband internet, as well as waterways and energy systems. That's more jobs for Americans here. Okay, this is more jobs. Oh, where is it happening? It's happening all over America. Okay, and the work hasn't even really gotten off the ground because first the money has to be approved, right? And then you have to actually get people in place to help make sure the money is being spent correctly and gets to the American people. So this is an investment in the future. And Biden got it done. Trump talked about it all his term. Biden gets in here, him and Kamala Harris, and they get it done right away. Let me move on to the next thing. I asked you, Dave Wilson, you better quit drinking that Lake Merritt water, okay? Because that Lake Merritt water is not good for you. It does something up here. Send this live to your Trump supporter friends. Get them out of those fake lives that they're in right now. Send this invite. Tell them the truth. Tell them Zeus is at it again. He's telling the truth in the closet of truth. Let me read the next one. Because I know a lot of people want to be set free. Let me read the next one. He helped get more than 500 million life-saving COVID-19 vaccinations in the arms of Americans through the American Rescue Plan. Wow! Woo! You say, what has he done for you? Look at America now. We're not in a lockdown. You know, Trump, along with several other Republican governors, they locked the country down. They did. He lied to the American people. Okay? And we were in a dark and dangerous place. And it wrapped up with January 6th. Okay? I want you all to understand. We're out of that right now. The future's brighter than it's ever been. All thanks to President Joseph R. Biden and his lovely Vice President Kamala Harris, who was born in Oakland, California, where I'm currently at, ladies and gentlemen. You got time still, because I know I'm reading these a little fast, but I want to make sure I cover all of the things that that President Biden and Kamala Harris have done. Biden is the best president for United States. Exactly. I know you wrote China after that, but you meant the United States. Let's move it along to the next fact. President Biden and Kamala Harris stopped a 30-year streak of federal inaction on gun violence by signing the bipartisan Safer Communities Act that created enhanced background checks, closed the boyfriend loophole, and provided funds for youth mental health. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here, boots on the ground at the border, is the one that has done all of this. Him and Kamala Harris. Should I continue? Fine. He has made a $369 billion investment in climate change. The largest, you want to talk about large, the largest in American history through the Inflation Reduction Act. Ladies and gentlemen, no, I have receipts right here. Ladies and gentlemen, I have pages and pages of Biden's accomplishments. So when they get out here and they start complaining that President Joe Biden, he's not doing anything, I want you to understand those folks, those fake TikTok hosts, they're fake. They're fake, and I hate them with a passion. They get out here and they say lies and misinformation. Don't believe them. We got the receipts. Look this stuff up yourself. President Biden, and you're going to love this one, because I love it. He ended the longest war in American history by pulling the troops out of Afghanistan. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't make this up. One president in one term. No impeachments. No, there's no impeachments. When's the last time we seen them trying to impeach President Biden? No real scandals. Just a man in the White House, along with his vice president, doing a great job. He stood up when other presidents sat down. He put his hands to the plow and got to work. Okay? This is President Biden. Should I continue? To the Trump supporters out there, thank you for coming and listening to the real truth. Okay, this is the real truth about President Biden. I can't stay long. Ladies and gentlemen, but I just had to make sure I cleared the air because there's a lot of fake TikTok hosts out there lying, spreading lies. They're telling you Biden isn't doing his job. He's doing his job. Look at his resume. I got the information. Let's move it along. So we talked about how he got us out of Afghanistan. And by the way, a lot of people say that it was a terrible job what he did when he got us out of Afghanistan. I just want to say this. He had to clean up the mess Trump left behind. You know, just like I know, Trump, in an effort to save his presidency, and he tried to leverage the situation in Afghanistan to force people into being afraid of Biden getting into office. He dwindled down the United States troops level so that they were just dangerously low. Then he goes and negotiates with terrorists, the Taliban. President Trump did this. Okay, you remember George Bush right after 9/11. He got on national television. Full regalia. President George Bush, he made it very clear. We do not negotiate with terrorists, right? This is what President Bush did. And you know, I was very critical of President Bush. When he said that, I said, you know what? You do have a point. We don't. Fast forward to Donald Trump, who we all know is on his way to being convicted and possibly jailed. This guy negotiates with the same Taliban that Bush said we wouldn't negotiate with. And then, God bless President Joseph R. Biden. Joe Biden had to go in there. Yes, he did. And he got American troops out. Okay, so he had, and if it was a nasty exit, I blame the former president for dwindling our troop levels and negotiating with terrorists and putting President Biden and the United States in such a terrible situation. But I'll digress. Let's move on to the next one. This is a doozy. This one is the one I love. President Joseph Biden and Kamala Harris also provided $10,000 to $20,000 in college debt relief to Americans with loans who make under $125,000 a year. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all give President Biden a round of applause. Please put those blue waves, blue hearts in the comment section, because every time you put a blue wave in the comment section, the Trump supporters, they see we're not fake. Those people really did go vote for Biden and Kamala Harris and voted Trump out of office. There was no election interference. Next, what else should I talk about? Oh, President Biden and Kamala Harris achieved historically low unemployment rates after the pandemic caused them to rise. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. He got us out of the pandemic. You saw it. I'm telling the truth. Why would I lie to you? I have the receipt. You can go look this up. He got us out of the pandemic and he got unemployment low. I remember earlier this year, job report came out, 517,000 brand new jobs in 1 month. I said, wow, Biden is doing this with his eyes closed? Yes. Next. You want me to stop telling the truth? Come on. You know, why would you want me to stop telling you the truth? This is what you wanted. You said, Zeus, we're tired of going into these lives with these fake TikTok hosts, fake ones. I hate them with a passion. And you asked me to bring truth, and I'm bringing it. So, and I like you too, and I love all of you. Thank you so much, okay? I'm not doing this to be malicious. Thank you, April. I'm not doing this to be malicious. I just wanted to clear the air because there's a lot of fake TikTok thugs out there that are spreading lies and misinformation. And it's very important we stop it right there in its tracks. Yes, thank you for those gifts. Yes, I'm not fake. I'm the real deal. I'm the real McCoy. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't know, they call me Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Because I am honest. There's nobody else on TikTok as honest as me. Nope. Never ran into one yet. I mean, there's a lot of runners up, but there's just not. Humble. I am the most humble person on TikTok. Second to none. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, the last H stands for handsome. I'm the most handsome on TikTok, and people know it. Okay? Thank you, April. So, there's no reason for me to lie. Now, let's get back to some of Biden's accomplishment, him and Kamala Harris, because people, they got a lot of make-believe stuff going on out here. He recommitted America to the global fight against climate change by rejoining the Paris Agreement. Wow! Thank you, President Joe Biden, bringing us back into good standing on the Paris Climate Agreement. Can I get an amen from the church? Moving along, and this one is of grave importance to Zeus. He strengthened the NATO alliance in support of Ukraine after the Russian invasion by endorsing the inclusion of the world military powers, Sweden and Finland. Ladies and gentlemen, what more can you ask President Biden to do? And this is a light edition of things that he's done, by the way. And there's more. So we got a leader finally standing up to Russia. You know what Trump did when it came to foreign dictators? He cozied up to them. He was BFF sending love letters to Kim Jong-un. You saw it. Oh, he's my friend. We get along. Really? He goes over to Helsinki. You see what he does? You see what Trump does in Helsinki, ladies and gentlemen. He goes over there, he kicks out the translators, and it's just him and Putin talking, and all they're doing is plotting on another way to destroy democracy in the United States. No record of it. This is the Trump person you say stood up to Russia. He would never do what Biden did. You see, we got these sanctions on top of sanctions on Russia because that is what is needed. I'm just telling you the truth. And last but not least, okay? Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I was alarmed when I saw the former president on Fox News. Hello, Gretch. Nice to see you. Greetings, Brother Swervin. I was alarmed when I saw the former president on Fox News talking about eating chocolate cake with President Xi and getting orders on how to withdraw from Afghanistan from a 5-year-old. Shame. And they get out here and they say Biden isn't doing a good job. Please. You know it doesn't make sense when you're eating chocolate cake with a dictator from China and getting advice from a 5-year-old on how to withdraw from Afghanistan. You know it doesn't make sense. But I'm going to keep dishing out this truth because this is what I do in the closet of truth. Now let's move it along to some of the other things President Biden and Kamala Harris have been doing besides putting those 1,500 troops at the border. You beg Biden to do something about the border. He puts 1,500 troops there, and guess what they go? Well, what about the kids? What about the kids in cages? Which they know is just another one of their conspiracies. And if there is such a thing, you know who's at the front and center of it. Donald J. Trump and the Trump administration. Moving along. President Biden and Kamala Harris authorized the unaliving of the Al-Qaeda terrorist, al-Zawahiri, who became head of the organization after the death of Osama bin Laden. So in addition to all of this stuff, we have a president who's tough on terrorists. He's not negotiating with them like the former president did. We all should give President Biden another round of applause. Him and Kamala Harris, let's give them another round of applause. Please put those blue waves in the comments section. Okay, President Biden held Vladimir Putin accountable for his invasion in Ukraine by imposing stiff sanctions. Yes, What else has he done? Created more jobs in 1 year, 6.6 million, than any other president in United States history. Reduced health care premiums under the Affordable Care Act by $800. Wow! A year as part of the American Rescue Plan. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what President Biden, Sleepy Joe, and Kamala Harris, you say they're doing a terrible job. How do you explain all of this, huh? Signed the PACT Act to address service members' exposure to burn pits and other toxins. He cares about our veterans like no other president in United States history has. And yet, you still get out here and you beg Biden and Kamala Harris to do more. My concern, heels up Harris. Well, you can put your heels up after you've worked this hard. You know, there's nothing wrong with getting a little rest. Come on now. My concern is this. If Biden keeps on doing such an excellent job, you're just going to keep crying. You're just going to keep crying, and you know it. And guess what? Sometimes it's okay to cry. Good morning, little Miss Perfect. Okay, let's move it to more. More, if you want more truth about what Biden and Kamala Harris are doing? Okay, cut childhood poverty in half through the American Rescue Plan. Wow. How does Biden keep doing all of this? Okay, that's why I had to get out here and say, don't listen to these fake TikTok thugs, these fake TikTok attorneys, fake TikTok lawyers, these fake Tucker Carlsons. Don't listen to them, because they will have you believing a lot of the misinformation and conspiracies. Quiet as it is kept, President Biden is doing an excellent job dealing with all of these things that are going on here in these lovely United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake. President Biden is the real deal. Okay, what else can we talk about? Oh, you might like this. Capped prescription drug prices at $2,000 per year for seniors on Medicare through the Inflation Reduction Act. Can I get another blue wave? Hello, Shay. Nice to see you. Can I get another amen? Oh, yeah. Why would you say that Zeus is tripping? You know that I am telling you nothing but the honest truth. Oh, my goodness. Let's move it along, though. Boosted the budget of the IRS by nearly $80 billion to reduce tax evasion and increase revenue. In other words, we won't be allowing people like Donald J. Trump to get away with not paying taxes. You know, Trump paid more taxes to China than he did to the United States. And then you get out here and you start trying to talk about how un-American Obama is, how un-American President Biden is. No, it is Trump who's un-American. And you know it. You know it. And they know I'm telling the truth, ladies and gentlemen. Why don't you debate someone? There's nothing to debate, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I don't necessarily have to debate. You know, when you got receipts, when you got evidence, there's nothing to debate. Like right now, there's a picture of President Biden at the border. He just sent 1,500 troops. What is there to debate? What exactly is there to debate? No, yeah, I don't believe in arguing over no foolishness. Because, you know what they say, be careful when you argue with fools. Because from a distance, you can't tell which one is the fool. You get what I'm saying? So we don't just get into these conversations with random people that don't want to learn. This is more about he who has ears to hear, let them hear. My advice, and I'm going to stand on it. Stop listening to those fake TikTok thug hosts that only want to scare you into following them. They're doing all of this just to scare you and make you follow them. Okay, but if that's what you like, go for it. Ladies and gentlemen, I have once again debunked another bunch of conspiracies that are being circulated out here by bringing nothing but facts. Okay, now I do gotta go. Okay, I really do, but I see that I have some people who may want to check in with me. This closet of truth.
President has sent troops to the border,
Mm-hmm.
and has
Yeah,
visited the border. So, like, this whole thing that he wants open borders, right?
yeah. Shut it
Yeah,
down.
yeah, shut
How
down.
open does he want them if we send in 1,500 troops there?
Yeah, he doesn't want any open borders. Joe Biden, if anybody's ever paid attention to that man, is absolutely big on closing borders and having a good immigration system. He was with the Obama administration. Obama was
Amen.
named deporter in chief. He was a key architect to
Mm-hmm.
deporting more undocumented than any other president. These are
Thank you.
facts.
Thank you.
These
Yeah.
are facts. He didn't talk about just building a wall to solve all the issues. He's actually attacking the issues down at the border.
Shay,
Getting Mexico to pay for it.
they're begging
Yeah.
you to stop hitting him over the head with the truth, Shay.
I know. I just, here's the thing. He actually does policy. He doesn't just run his mouth. He doesn't get on and just say things over and over and over and propagandize ideas and all
Mhm.
that. He actually goes to work every day and gets policies done and
Done.
addresses the
Done.
issues. That's how
Done.
you do the job, people.
That's how you do it. Okay. We have no
Yes.
reason to lie to you. Did I coordinate this with you, this conversation, Shay?
No, I just came in. I just
Mm.
saw you chatting.
Yeah. See? It's easy. It's simple. Good morning, Brother Swerve, and how
Mhm.
are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Hey,
Yeah.
boyfriend, what's
Yeah.
up?
Good morning, Miss Shay. How are you?
Yes.
Good,
Yes.
darling.
So, Zeus, you left one thing out of your list there with Biden, man.
Oh, go ahead and clean it up, brother.
And
Go ahead and let them know. What did
you
I miss?
you know I'm gonna call you out. I got to. I wouldn't be me if I didn't. Joe Biden had the wherewithal, the smarts, the foresight
Mm.
to hire Merrick Garland as his attorney general, who was then smart enough to hire Jack Smith.
Yeah. Smith.
Accent.
I for completely forgot about Jack Smith.
So yeah,
You did?
everything that Biden has accomplished, and
Mm-hmm.
Zeus, I meant y'all have heard me say this time and time again.
Mm-hmm.
If they come into your life and they ask the question, "What has Biden done?" They're clearly trying to bait you into a conversation that they themselves are not even close to being prepared to having.
Mm, mm,
Because
mm,
if you have to ask, like we could go in and say, "Hey, what has Trump done?" That's a very easy answer. Nothing.
Nothing.
mm.
Nothing.
Besides
They'll, they'll,
get arrested.
they'll come up with things like, "Oh, well, he did the One Step Act. Well, that helped criminals. I'm not a criminal. Zeus, I don't think you are. Shay, I know
Nope.
you're not.
Nope.
That didn't
Not
really
yet.
help. That
Nope.
didn't really help all of us, did it?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I
Well,
appreciate it.
you know what they say? I had more money in my pocket when Trump was in office.
Well, see, and yeah, because of all the tax cuts. But we can also find videos on TikTok and YouTube
Mm,
about the money that people have had to pay out for their taxes this year,
mm,
Yep.
and they blaming Joe Biden for it when they don't even realize we're still under Donald Trump's tax
mm,
plan.
Yep, we sure are.
And in 2025,
mm,
slowly but surely, some tax cuts expired this year. So guess what?
mm,
We're going to be paying more taxes next year. When
mm,
when it comes time to see the IRS next April, guess
mm,
what? It's going to be more money out of our pockets. They're going
mm,
to blame Joe Biden for it.
Yep.
mm.
And it's going to be the same thing in 2024 because on January 1st, 2025, the few tax cuts that we did get, they will all expire. But Donald Trump's and the rest of his cronies and the rest of the wealthy people in this country, theirs will remain in place. And the
Exactly.
IRS has
Mm-hmm.
already said we did not collect enough revenue
Mm,
when it came to taxes.
mm,
Therefore,
mm,
us hitting the debt ceiling got moved from mid to late July to June 1st.
mm, mm.
There you go.
And instead of taking that money back from the rich, killing those tax cuts, what do Republicans want to do?
Tell them,
They want
Squirrel.
to take away money from the VA. They want to take away money from Social Security, Medicaid,
Mm,
Medicare,
mm,
disability benefits for people. That's what they want to
Mhm.
do.
mm. And we're not gonna sit back and let them do it. There won't be a red
No.
wave, ladies and
Oh
gentlemen. It's
no,
over.
there. Did you see Nick Fuentes?
What did he do this
we,
time?
we, we don't want to talk too much about him because he's a schnazzy,
Mm.
but he was literally saying there is no chance for the Republicans to win in 2024. And I was like, wait a
He's
minute,
right.
I'm agreeing with Nick Fuentes.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
say it isn't so.
You hear that, Frank? You
Yeah.
hear that? There's no chance. It's
Yeah, he
over.
he sees the writing on the wall because he said, "Listen, there's way too much of this, cultural war that the Republicans are waging,
Right.
and that you can't do that.
Mm,
You're gonna
mm.
get people real sick of that because even if they're conservatives, they've got gay children, trans members,
Yeah.
women in medical situations that and you start affecting people's personal lives, they sit there and go, okay, something's up.
Yeah.
And especially if the economy keeps recovering, that's just not going to bode well for the Republicans.
It's
And
over.
and actually, people don't care so much about the economy. Obviously, that's what happened with the red trickle, right? Um,
The red trickle.
the red trickle.
They thought
So,
they thought there was going to be a red wave, and it was a red
mhm,
trickle
mhm,
during midterms. The
You know what?
saddest thing ever.
mhm.
You know what I said about that red wave, and I'll stand by it.
What's
That
that?
red wave was just like my internet service, spotty at best.
You hear that?
I mean,
You're
for
voting
real.
for somebody that has
Look,
no
look at
good record of winning. Not a good record.
No, and listen, people are not excited about the rematch. None of us are. But I
Nope.
guarantee you they're going to show up and vote again against Trump because let me tell you something. He's
No.
gotten worse since he's left office, if that is even a possibility. He's gotten crazier and crazier. I mean, you saw what he said about, what he's going to do about, universities and all that. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Like, how are you going to get the Gen Z vote when you're sitting there going, you can't have anything in college, and I'm going to make it 10 times harder, and forget about all. I was like, wow,
well, yeah,
okay,
he
yeah, that's
basically said
solving the issues.
he
Yeah.
basically said he wanted to take away. He was going to direct his administration
Thank you for those
to
flowers.
go through the federal government and find anyone with a woke ideology and make sure they are fired. And
Yeah,
we're going to do the same thing with our Department of Education. And then we're going to go through every school in this country. And if you have this woke ideology, you're going to be fired.
yeah.
Wow.
Well,
And I'm just
let's
like,
talk about. I'm sorry. Uh,
I'm,
Hi, lady
since
Blind Wolf. How are you?
hey,
all
Wolf,
right,
Hey,
since we're talking about woke ideology, real quick,
Talk to us.
um, can we talk about the fact that Mister Big Orange Tangerine Tyrant, the Oompa Loompa Reject, Diaper Dawn, owns $5 million in Bud Light stock? Let's talk
Oh.
what?
about that.
He has Bud
Oh.
Light stock.
Yep.
Oh.
Say it isn't so.
Thank you,
Insider
hypocrite.
business.
Thank
Yep,
you.
owns $5 million in Bud Light stock.
Hypocrite.
Yo,
Hypocrite. You're
Cisco is a
making money off of it?
stockholder.
Mm.
Wouldn't it be upon himself, as a stockholder, he knew that they were going to put Dylan up there for advertisement, and yeah,
Mm.
just
you
saying.
know,
Mm.
here's what Trump
Bobby, are
needs to
you
do.
hearing what's being shared? Frank, Bobby, I know you're out there. Come forth. Get this dose of truth.
Trump needs to take those stock bonds,
Tell him.
get in a Chevrolet, and run them over.
He really does.
You could take his AR-15. Have you ever seen
Good
that man
morning.
shoot a gun? I guarantee he doesn't know how to.
Mm.
Yeah, his buddy Kid Rock was like, just so all you Trump supporters that are going and buying beer just to blow it up, or take you're keeping your money from Donald Trump.
Well,
Watch
Oh
stock
my
go up
God.
after that.
How are
let me
we
show you.
jokes? How are
Let
we
me,
jokes? What has Trump done? Quit asking us what Biden has done. I got the list. What has
I'm
Trump done?
I'm
can I
grateful
can I
that I
say
found that
something
out
real
because
quick?
I'm
Zeus,
gonna
can I
ban.
say something about that
No
Kid
more
Rock
Bud Light.
video?
Yeah.
So that Kid Rock video, I was a weapons specialist for the Navy. I understand ballistics and stuff like that. If you watch that video, I want you to keep in mind he was standing maybe 12 yards away from that case of Bud Light, right? Maybe 12 yards. A stationary object.
Wow.
And if you watch that video closely, you see something else being fired from the right side of the screen. You can't see who's firing it, but somebody else is firing something else to try to make it look more grandiose than what it actually was.
It's staged. It's fake like wrestling. Wow. Fake.
Hey, wrestling is real.
Okay.
Wrestling is real.
Okay. Never mind.
Can
It's
we
still real to me. No,
take
but
2 seconds to be glad that the Texas shooter was finally caught, please?
Oh, yes. Good
Yeah.
job. And I heard his
Yeah.
wife got arrested too. She may have been assisting him.
well,
Well, yeah.
several other people. They're talking about several other people are going to be arrested.
Oh.
In
Wow.
that situation?
The
Well, I
pew
mean, the
pew
guy.
in Texas.
This is the sad thing is the reason I don't really talk about this because I live in Texas and now it's being used as the political because he's been deported many times, re-entered the country many times,
Yeah.
unalived illegals, supposedly or undocumented. So it's just
Really?
instead of really talking about the tragedy of it all, it's being weaponized by Greg Abbott, and it's sickening.
Just
Greg
like that
Abbott,
little 11-year-old girl that was essayed. Same thing.
Biden didn't do it. Cut it out. They're
Greg
saying
Abbott
Biden
has
won't do
said.
anything.
Hmm.
Greg Abbott has said that they were illegal immigrants. Okay, and old bobblehead Babbitt is up to his old shenanigans. If you all didn't know,
Mm.
a busload of migrants arrived in New York this morning. There are 2 more busloads on the way to a system that is already overstrained and overtaxed.
Yeah.
And with all the federal funding that Greg Abbott and the state of Texas gets to help with additional border security, uh, border infrastructure,
Right.
and stuff like that, he won't do anything with it.
Mm.
In fact, I know he signed an executive order about a year ago. We're going to spend $250 million and we're going to build this wall. We're going to continue to build this wall. But he won't spend $250 million to fix the power grid in Texas.
Mm.
Make that make sense for me.
It doesn't. It's another example of hypocrisy within the democracy.
Zeus,
And
that
then
picture you have up behind you, how long ago was that picture?
recent, I don't know. I don't got the exact date, but it's during Biden's presidency.
Got you. Yeah, I was going to ask about it because they've always said Biden ain't never been to the border.
Looks like boots on the ground to me.
Big boots.
Cowboy boots too.
But they're probably gonna take it and break it down and be like, well, look, this shadow on the left, it falls to the right, and this shadow on the right, it falls to the left. And the conspiracy theories are flying around, man. It's not a real picture. You doctored that up.
Oh my gosh. True Rican greetings. Thank you, brother.
What's up, Rican?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we just want to make sure you all understand Biden and Kamala Harris, they do take the border situation very seriously. They've sent 1,500 troops there. Don't start crying about kids in cages now. Don't start. Okay? They are taking this matter very seriously because Title 42 is about to end. All right? And no crying. You begged Biden. See what they say? It took 2 years.
But when we bring up the fact that
Wow.
Trump put babies in cages, they jump down our throats.
Yeah. There's no rhyme or reason to this. Why send troops to secure the border? What would you prefer Biden to do? Seriously. If he doesn't do anything, you make fun of him and Kamala Harris. Look at it. They're too afraid. I don't think he's afraid now if he's sending troops. And that's in Texas, a Republican state. So the governor is not complaining about it. Why isn't the governor complaining about it?
Zeus or Swervin, let me ask you a question because I know you live in Ohio, and I'm waiting on Sarah to send me the stuff. But Zeus is gonna lose his ever-loving mind here in a minute.
Oh,
Do you know that they're trying to introduce legislation in Ohio that if you interrupt a religious service, you can spend up to a year in prison?
Yes, I did. They are also
Yeah.
trying to ban any kind of transgenderism, as they call it, within the borders of the state of Ohio.
wow.
And what about, and you're in Ohio, the
Wow.
legislation to where they are going to allow nonprofits to have pew pews, and if they feel threatened, and they can pew pew and not be prosecuted.
Yeah, yeah. That's where we're headed now.
Wow.
Instead of trying to
That's
resolve our problems and trying to resolve our differences at a conference room table,
Yeah.
let's just unalive each other.
What's
so
the,
that
what,
means
that's nasty.
if you are if you're against Roe v. Wade being overturned and you go and you protest, then they can put you in jail for if there's pro-lifers protesting because they're going to say that's a religious service. So now
Wow.
Roe v. Wade protesters can go to jail in Ohio.
Wow.
And
Wow.
this is why these people need to be voted out of office.
Get them out. Get them
Every
out.
one of them.
Get them all out.
You know,
Ladies and gentlemen.
as I try my best to hold it down here in the fortress of solid truth, I'm gonna be 110% truthful with you
Oh,
when
come
I
on.
say this fascist ideology that has taken over the Republican Party. It started with one person,
Who?
Donald John Trump.
Trump.
Actually, I'll go back a little bit further.
What about
and say
Tucker
that-
Carlson? Can we throw him in
Well,
there? I think.
let's go back a little bit further. It actually started with Rush Limbaugh and Newt Gingrich.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, Newt Gingrich came up with the 100-year plan for America, which did not include anyone in the BIPOC community, anyone in the LGBTQI plus community. It only included white Christians.
Hmm.
That's who it included. And Zeus, I know you don't like to talk about race, but race has become such a divisive issue within our country. It was already divisive,
Right.
but now we have people talking about things like, I'll use Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay, talk to us.
You
Good
have,
morning,
you have,
attack.
they passed a law
Yeah,
in
thank
Jackson,
you.
Mississippi, where you have 90% of the population is African American,
Mm-hmm.
but they're going to appoint special judges. They're going to turn Jackson, Mississippi into basically their own personal little, I don't know, gallery for state troopers to be able to patrol. They're
Wow.
also giving orders for the Jackson, Mississippi police if they are pursuing a suspect and that suspect crosses the borders of the city of Jackson, they have to break off the chase.
Mm.
And that I find is just ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. And this is going on in 2023? Oh, shame.
Right now,
we got face reveals.
They just passed this law.
Looking
Passed
gorgeous.
this bill
Thank you very much.
a couple of weeks ago.
Not you attacking.
Zeus, they just passed this bill a couple of weeks ago, brother.
Wow.
Jackson, Mississippi is now under full and total white control. 90% of the African American population.
Oh.
The largest concentration of African Americans in the state of Mississippi.
Wow. Wow. And this is what they think America wants more of.
Yeah.
Shame.
Let's control the African Americans. And we still have red line laws out there, and we still have this system of oppression. And I get so sick of hearing, well, racism would just go away if you stop talking about it. No, it won't.
It's never going to go away.
No, it won't.
We have
You
to
know
be
what?
honest about that. It's never. Yeah.
I just
Before
got
we go
diagnosed with
further,
it.
Before we go further, I want to acknowledge this. There is an active alert in Atlanta going on. Have you heard? Does anyone know about this? An active.
Yeah, it's on my TV right now.
What
Yep,
exactly
it's on
is that
TV.
about?
A shooter.
Multiple injuries in
I'm
Atlanta
assuming the
shooting.
suspect is a man. Am I right?
Yes.
Probably. Sadly.
And by the picture that I'm looking at, it's either a bad picture, but it looks like a black man in a hoodie. But it's only because the picture might just be a horrible picture. But by the way, you notice how good looking I was, Zeus?
Can you show us again attacking?
No, I
Because
gave you
no, no,
35
no.
Good looking
seconds.
attacking.
I
No,
gave you
no.
35 seconds.
Shay came in and she outshined what was going on in your box, sir. I'm
Well,
just
of
being
course
honest.
she outshines. She's better looking than me.
Well, then I guess there's people out here who are saying attacking, and I agree with you. Shay is better looking, but there's people out here who said they want to see you.
Uh-oh.
You won't see me because I'm
Mm,
always too busy
I
reading
must say,
comments.
you got the
Good
cowboy
looking
hat on,
guy.
the shades. Well, listen, hey, I
He's
can't
a
hate
good
on
looking
that.
guy.
I can't hate on that. Go
But
ahead, brother.
hey, Jay, have you ever been told that your voice, you sound really young with your voice?
Yes.
Like when you said you were in your 60s, I was like, you sound young.
I
Like, I don't
am.
know.
I'll be 65 in November.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's
Do y'all agree
because
with
I'm
me?
a
I always thought
healthy,
he was much younger. Yeah.
I'm a healthy, handsome, honest.
Stop.
Stop
Stop
in
right
facetious
there.
territory. Careful.
Old
You're
man.
flying in uncharted territory, brother attacking.
Careful.
Yeah. Now, we got Mike V here. Mike, greetings. How are you doing? I'm all right. You and I, we've never done business before, have we? Oh. Oh.
Really?
Oh, okay. Well, I got to ask the question. Oh, you can't hear you? You can't hear Mike? Mike, you might have to drop down and come back up because we got to make sure
No,
we know
just
where
just
you
mute and
stand.
unmute.
Okay.
Mute and unmute. Mute and unmute. That tends to help. And then guys, see if you can hear him.
How about now? Can you guys hear me now?
Can you hear him now?
I hear him.
Yes, they can. Oh,
Yeah.
I learned
Okay, there we go.
something.
Yeah, we can hear him, but it happens all the time, but the chat can't hear him sometimes.
They can hear you, Mike.
It's
All right. Well,
TikTok.
Mike, welcome to the kingdom. Okay. Before we move any further with conversation, we got to know where you land on matters
By
that
the
are
way, the
very
main thing you
important.
forgot, I've got a full head of hair and it's not gray.
Wow.
You don't know that? You're 64? I've been dyeing my hair since I was 31.
Full
Hey.
head of hair.
Well,
See
what's
that?
your secret?
Full
What's your
head.
secret?
See that?
All right,
But
you
your
gotta
beard
ask
is
Mike
white.
the
That's
questions. I gotta ask
crazy.
Mike the questions before we move further.
Okay, go ahead. Interview Mike.
In your opinion, Mike, who would you say is responsible for the January 6th attack on the Capitol?
That would be former failed leader Donald Trump.
Yes.
Oh, well, I think
Ding, ding,
we
ding,
know where
ding,
you
ding.
stand. I think we know where you stand on a lot of issues. Welcome, brother Mike. So nice
Glad
to
to
have
be
you.
here. Glad to be here. It's nice to be around like-minded individuals.
Yes, thank you. We strive for excellence over here. Okay,
That's
so
right.
we don't endorse or embrace lies and misinformation. What?
Ew, wow.
Jay.
That
Ew.
was a statement.
Like, no judgments. I was doing that like a week ago. It finally cleared up. I'm like, oh, God. It's awful.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do support President Biden here. Yes, we have heard about the active pew-pewing out in Atlanta. We have. And our hearts and prayers go out to those families impacted by that. Another reason we need more change when it comes to who has access to these dangerous weapons, if you ask me. So, Mike, what brings you in the kingdom?
It's just been a while since we've touched base, and I'm looking to talk about how bad this situation is with Donald Trump and the fact that I think Joe Biden, who came in buried in a mess, has done, I think, a great job. He's taken over the leadership mantle, has dug us out. I don't know how many holes that Donald Trump put us in. So just looking to join a like-minded group and say hi again.
Yeah, you listen. You let me go ahead and make sure we're following. What we do here, ladies and gentlemen, is we help bring people from darkness into light. Yes, and Mike seems to be in favor of joining us on that mission. Yes, welcome, brother. We appreciate everything you're doing. What in your opinion? Would you say Fox News has done a lot of damage to the United States?
Oh my goodness! I mean,
Yep.
we can start even before the Smartomatic and all the machines and all that stuff. I mean, we can go from stage one all the way up. I mean, talking about dealings that we're dealing with now, like SA and just the whole broadcast company is nothing but lies and deceit, and that's how they make their money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Fox
yeah.
News should be charged with treason, in my opinion.
There you
Hey!
go. I agree.
They should
And I
be.
think they will be at some point because I read those text messages and
Oh God.
and it just seems like when Jack Smith and his team go through all of that evidence from Fox, they have no other choice but to show up with handcuffs and get them out of here.
Yep.
Okay, so they
Mr.
basically
Global, shout out.
inciting a riot, isn't that a crime? So how come Fox isn't getting pulled into the January 6th hearings and getting charged with some of that stuff too?
Oh, well, it's just a matter of time if you ask Zeus. I do
Yeah.
believe, as much as I would love for Jack Smith to have gone faster in terms of going and slapping those cuffs, the more we wait, the more juicier the story gets. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it's a big deal when your vice president has to testify against you.
Oh, I
Not
got
only
into
that,
it
but
with a
the
lady.
lawyers.
We
This
don't want to
lady
see Pelosi
refused
sleep.
to believe that Trump wanted Mike Pence unalive. She refused to believe it.
Well, that's why Jack Smith is on the scene because Jack Smith is going to connect the dots. The crime of violence. It is illegal for a federal employee. Well, actually, it's illegal for anyone in the United States to encourage violence against a federal employee.
Oh, so how come Marjorie and Lauren, aren't sitting in some cells right now? Because they've done the same thing.
Mm. Get them out of here. As far as I'm concerned, if they're guilty, lock them up.
Damn right.
Get them out of here. And we got the truth now. Mike Pence has delivered the most damning of all testimony. His word is as good as gold. It really is. Yes. So that's why they're out here right now. They're out here, these fake TikTok hosts. And I hate them with a passion. They're out here crying about Biden sending those 1,500 troops to the border as if this right here is going to be the demise of the United States of America. Come on, folks, cut it out.
Which they approved Donald Trump if he was going to do that.
Yeah. Whenever Trump does anything, it's fine. Even when he breaks the law. I read a report the other day about these, he's being tried for the SA situation in New York. And you got these women that are going in there and they're just providing testimony about Donald Trump. And I wish I had the article, but I hear he's very handsy. Can you believe this? Imagine his hands, all the women out there. Imagine Donald Trump's hands just all over your body. He can't stop himself. Could you imagine the torture that is?
I said he walked towards my niece, and I would grab my niece and run for the hills.
Run for the hills, yeah.
I would rather have a drag queen around my kids, around my family before. I would rather have a drag queen than Donald Trump. How's that?
Yeah, it don't matter. I'd rather have somebody that knows how to conduct themselves in a respectful way than Donald Trump. Case closed. Yes, Brother Swervin.
So I wanted to give you an update. Remember yesterday when I talked to you about Will Wilkerson, the ousted board of director executive from Truth Social?
Oh, yeah, and now he works at Starbucks.
Yes, he does, making $16 an hour. So I wanted to read you this update real quick. A co-founder of True Social Media parent company was forced out of the board of the firm after he ignored demands by Donald Trump to give some of his stock to Melania Trump. Trump pushed for the giveaway to his wife, even though he had already been given 90% of the stock in the Trump Media and Technology Group, TMTG, in exchange for the use of his name and some other minor involvement. Former company executive Will Wilkerson, that's what he basically told the Post.
Wow.
The 150,000 documents that he's given over, it is going to potentially spark new investigations into that group, that company, Devin Nunes, for wire
Is there
fraud.
someone else with a radio on that needs to mute? I'm hearing more. Yeah, there you go.
It'll
There we
be,
go.
it'll be it could potentially be an investigation for wire fraud, extortion, income tax evasion,
hear more
and money
static.
laundering. So yeah, it's
Is that you?
yeah, I'm just loving it. I'm just
Yeah.
loving it, man.
Swerving,
Wow.
your music in the background?
I don't have any music playing.
Me neither.
My
But I
mic's
was
been
making
off.
a cup of coffee.
Well, it's not me. I'm in the closet of truth, and there's no
Hold on,
sound.
let me see. Hold on a second. I'll mute and come right back.
Yeah, that was Swerve.
Yeah, it is you, Swerve.
Nasty.
And like Donald Trump said on the bus, I pop a Tic Tac and I move in on them like a magnet because they're so beautiful and I gotta kiss them.
I don't understand how that could have been me. I'm sitting out here by myself on my porch.
That's so
It's
weird.
weird.
Yeah, I was playing
Yeah.
that. That's funny.
But isn't Truth Social
see.
based out of China?
Russia.
I heard.
Russia? Yeah.
Probably Russia. We don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. That's Russian money that Trump has somehow found his hands on once again. It's like who is he a president to? Is he really a president for the United States, or is he a president for one of these foreign countries like Russia, China, and North Korea?
I think he's a puppet for all three.
Mm.
He's a puppet to anybody that'll give him money. He doesn't
That's
care.
right.
Shame.
Well, I just came across
Thank
another a recent video of him interviewing with some Christian guy, and he's talking about God. So I spliced together that with Trump saying, "I've never asked God for forgiveness," to Trump's interview where he was asked, "What's your best Bible verse?" And he goes, "Well, I don't want to answer that."
Yeah. Right?
I can't pick it.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Yeah, that's an easy
No,
easy way out to say I don't know.
No,
Who do you
because his
think is
favorite
really
Bible
running-
verses are from Songs of Solomon. That's why.
They asked someone, can you answer this question? There's a couple questions. Who do you think is really running this country? Does anyone want to answer?
Corporations.
I'll answer that question. It's the robot from Disney running this
Mickey Mouse.
country.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe
Jeez.
I don't believe corporations are running this country. I know that our politicians, they take a lot of donations from corporations. But again, I will always revert back to the Justice Democrats. If you don't know who the Justice Democrats are, you should really go and look them up.
Who are they?
You have Rashida Tlaib, Cori Bush, ALC, Ilhan Omar. They're all women of color, predominantly. Even Bernie Sanders, he doesn't take any big payouts from corporations. If he has, I'm not aware of it. But these are the ones, like, people will sit there and go, well, how is ALC so rich? When she went to the Met Gala last year and she wore that gown, she was not only paid to wear that gown, but she did a photo shoot for a couple of different magazines, and she got paid for her time.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, ALC is beautiful.
Beautiful.
And when she put that gown on and went to the Met Gala, yeah, they made sure it was in full regalia so they could take pictures of that. And she got paid.
Yeah. What about how Obama made his money? Because, there's a lot of misinformation about how Obama has been making money.
Well, Obama has written 2 books. He gets paid over $400,000 for a speaking engagement, just like Bill Clinton, just like George Bush. You know who doesn't get paid for speaking engagements? Donald Trump. If he does,
Nobody hires him.
it's maybe $1,000, right? Nobody's gonna hire Donald Trump to come and speak. In fact, Donald Trump is, I think, another 14 or
Hiring
15
people to
million
show
in
up.
debt. I think Donald Trump is another 14 or 15 million in debt because he still hasn't paid the security bills to these states that he goes to for all these rallies.
Exactly.
Yeah. He owes so many cities money with all those rallies he did.
Yep.
Yep.
And they keep letting him do it too. They keep letting him in their city and not paying the bill. I'd be all like, hell no.
Well, I don't know if you guys heard me earlier in Zeus's live. I said that when he went to Scotland, he hired he wanted it to look like it was a state-run acceptance. He hired a bagpipe people to play because on their back the insignia said they're a bagpipe, you can rent us type of deal.
Wow. So he's still out here inflating his crowd size.
Faking it.
Wow. If I were, listen, anybody that supports Donald Trump at this point, what part of Trump is real at this point, except for these crimes? What part of him is real?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
The hair, is it?
The hair isn't even real.
Yeah, that's
Is
fake.
the tan real?
There's nothing about him.
Not real. It's orange. He's orange.
His diapers are real, though.
Yeah, I bet they are.
Real full.
I don't think there's anything about this man that is real. He comes out every time he gets in front of a television camera. It's like that episode of Seinfeld where you had Festivus. It's the airing of grievances. You know, after he got arrested and indicted and Mirandaized and then had to sit in the courtroom with 4 lawyers, mind you. If you're so innocent, why the heck do you need 4 lawyers? He then went back to Mar-a-Lago and said, Joe Biden, and I quote, Joe Biden walked out of the White House with 1,180 boxes of classified documents.
Yeah.
When he got caught with him, he said Obama walked out of the White House with nuclear secrets in his back pocket.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there like, you just lie. You just lie to try to make yourself legit.
Yeah.
Keep it clean.
He could have done all of that by Zoom and saved New York so much money. But no, he had to make a spectacle of himself.
If you guys remember correctly, Ivana Trump, his wife who just passed,
Right.
filed a police report because she said that he raped her in anger from coming back from a doctor's appointment from having hair plugs, and he didn't like it.
I didn't hear that. I've never heard the hair plug.
Wow.
Yeah.
Repeat it again, attacking. Tell him again.
Donald Trump assaulted his dead wife when he came back from a doctor's appointment from having hair plugs put in. He either didn't like it or it hurt him or whatever, but he ended up assaulting her. She filed a police report saying that he raped her, but then she retracted it only due to the fact that Michael Cohen threatened her for the divorce, that if she doesn't retract it, she's going to lose money.
Yep. I've never heard the hair plug
How
story.
vain.
So everything with Trump is fake.
Yeah.
You have the fake, his face on a Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger's body. You got the fake tan, the fake hair.
What about his billions?
Well, he did say he was he had $10 billion. Well, that's a lie. He's got like 2 point whatever billion, but he still lied about it. He has to inflate everything.
I'm starting to wonder what's real about Trump after all. I mean, except for the crimes.
I don't even think he knows what's real.
He a real criminal.
Can anybody answer what's real about Trump out there? He's starting to look like Mr. Potato Head to Zeus.
He's a real pain in the butthole.
Yes, he is.
Well, I can say he's real, but I don't want to get Zeus's live banned.
Keep it clean now. Keep it clean. Well, it seems as if we've uncovered a lot of the truth about the former president. He's a real good golf course cheater.
Yeah, there you go.
He's
Yeah.
a
Yeah, he
cheater.
cheats at golf. Everybody that has played golf with him will tell you he cheats.
Wow.
He gets away with it. Otherwise, he's mad, and you'll never be invited back. So you have to let him.
Wow.
Did you
Yeah.
all
Let's
know the golf cart that he uses when he goes to his clubs? Those golf carts are actually souped up to go a little bit faster than everyone else's, so he can get up to his ball before anyone else and move it.
I've heard that story too.
He knows
when
how
he
to
could have
cheat
went
at
to
all
Camp
levels.
David and
Wow.
it wouldn't have cost him a dime. Camp David is free to him, but
Play golf anywhere. But listen, he owns golf courses. And the problem is, it was really different. We've got to think about this if we ever get a man that owns a company ever again as president, or a woman. How do you deal with this? It was a conundrum, right? Because he does own them. So sure, go play. The problem is he's president of the United States and has several hundreds of people that have to travel with him everywhere he goes.
Wow.
So anywhere he goes, he has to feed them. He has to, all of that. So our taxpayer money, every time he goes somewhere like that, he made money off of that because it was money going to his golf courses, his country clubs, his tower, things like that. So it's a real weird, kind of conundrum in that sense. And then when you find out after he left office that he didn't even discount the rates, right? Like, okay, it's a $200 a night hotel. Let's do 20, $50 makes sense. We can pay housekeeping, whatever, right? It is a business. I understand that. You can't make everything free, but no, he like upped the rates. And so he made more money just everywhere he went. Like, and everybody's like, well, he divulged himself and, he got away from it. Okay, well, then he made his kids money. Like, even when you want to shoot at it, we are the ones that made his family more wealthy while he was president of the United States. And if that's okay with you, and you're complaining about gas prices and egg prices,
Tell him, Shay.
make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Let
me add
this
Can
to
I
what Shay
just
was
say-
just saying here, if I could. When Donald Trump walked out of the Oval Office, we started getting stats. He spent over 300 days playing golf.
Yep.
The American taxpayers paid about $153 million for him to play golf.
Right.
Because of everything else that was going on in his resorts, he walked out of the Oval Office $1.5 billion richer.
Jeez.
Okay. That's what happened. But now he's still sitting there as a billionaire going, send me your money.
Yeah.
And people are okay with I don't understand
I don't
how
understand
they
it.
are okay with this.
When Snuggles complains about how much money he had and all that, it's like, oh, stop,
Oh, those fake TikTok hosts. I hate them with a passion.
So I went to my computer, pulled this up.
Yeah.
2018, November 18th. The connection between Trump's hair and grape. Ivana sworn deposition, or the deposition taken from her divorce filing from Donald in 1992, reportedly said that Trump was in a lot of pain from his hair transplant procedure in 1989.
Oh.
He went into a fit of rage, ripped out Ivana's hair by the handful before graping her. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Yeah. So,
Wow.
so I just wanted to people, if anybody was listening to me saying I lied, this was a 2018 report in regards to this.
And you can't say, and they say you're lying, attacking, but I want to make sure we all understand. There's a scale whether attacking is telling the truth, right? He could be lying, he couldn't be not. Who knows? But I will say this: the scale is definitely tilted on the side of truth, in light of this court case that is going on up there with E. Jean Carroll, where you don't have just one woman supporting her. You got multiple women out there supporting her, along
Right.
with this Access Hollywood tape where Trump is confessing that this is how he gets down.
Yep.
Yeah,
Now,
he described basically what he did to E. Jean Carroll in
yeah,
that Access tape.
yeah, yeah.
Because
Now, as a man that
they
go
don't
for it,
mind.
Ken.
Yep.
Go for it. As a man that loves, beautiful women, and believe you me, they're beautiful. Women are beautiful. There's just no way I've ever found myself saying that.
No, and I've been in lockers from high school to junior high to post certificate, which is police academy,
Right.
to and not once have I ever heard anybody speak like that. And
Nope.
so for whoever man or woman who says that's locker room talk,
Yeah.
that's just them defending Donald Trump.
And by the way, what locker room is Donald Trump in? He doesn't work out.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Right.
knew you were gonna
Best
catch
locker room
that.
he's ever been in. Oh, I guess it is country clubs. He does go into a locker room and change. I'll give him that.
He goes
What
up
about
to
his
his
Howard
residence.
Stern
He doesn't
videos?
go into the golf locker room.
Okay,
He goes
you're
up to his residence.
Yeah, he's a germaphobe. He would never hang out in public spaces.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
What about his Howard
What was
Stern
that? You're right.
videos?
What locker room was he in? The wrestling one?
That's pretty freaking funny. What locker room has he ever been in? The man
Yeah.
doesn't exercise. Yeah.
It wasn't basketball or football. I don't think they have locker rooms for golf. Definitely not hockey. So I'm narrowing it down to wrestling. Was he
His
wrestling?
prize fighting. He loves boxing and prize fighting, so maybe he was in those locker rooms talking like that.
If you all have never seen it, you have got to go to YouTube and find a video of Donald Trump. They did a WWE video. It was a ring entrance video of Donald Trump and Mike Pence getting ready to face off against Joe Biden and President Obama.
Mm.
And I think it was President Obama came out with the red Solo cup, just kind of like dancing around. Oh my God, it's so hilarious.
I gotta go watch it.
It's funny.
Let me see if I can find it for you real quick.
Yeah, get it all out
What
here.
you need to do is go and look up Trump's Howard Stern interviews where he is publicly advocating for the schmortion for wife number 2 when it concerned, I think her name is Tiffany, that daughter?
Marla.
Yeah.
Oh, Tiffany. Oh, yeah,
Tiffany
that's
was the
right.
daughter.
Because they weren't married when she got pregnant with Tiffany. That's true.
Mm.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. I would love for someone to know how many of the schmorshins he's ever paid for sure.
These are facts. These are facts, Trump supporters. These are true facts. No one here. We don't coordinate offline to come in and tell you this stuff. This is all
And
of
that's
us.
an old video. So
Yeah.
you can't say that that's fake news. And he wasn't even running for president then. So
No, there's so much stuff about Trump that many of us knew way before he ran. And the thing is that a lot of people that voted for him in 2016 really didn't know who he was. They only knew he was, this guy on The Apprentice, right?
Yep.
And he had an airplane and, all of this stuff, right? And a golden toilet. That's all he knew. Just so he was a wealthy playboy. And it's like so many of us that grew up with him, it's like, no, we've heard all of these horrific stories about this man. How he didn't pay bills and stole from people and did mafia style business deals and was bankrupt many times and abused his wives, raped Ivana, cheated on his wives. And, we all knew these stories.
Yeah.
We listened to him on Howard Stern. You really want to know who Donald Trump is? Listen to his interviews with Howard Stern, several of them, where he explicitly discusses his sexual prowess and the way he could go into dressing rooms and just look at the girls and how he felt about his own daughter. And I mean, just sick stuff. And this man was the evangelicals just, he's
so
our
Christian.
guy. He's a real Christian. God is using him as a vehicle to bring, to fight against the evil and all of this. I mean, I literally was hanging out with my sisters and they are just convinced that there is a left agenda with these. There are drag queens going into every single school across the United States, and there's all these teachers that are reading pornographic materials out loud to classes. And I sat there and I said, you know, I'm a teacher, right? Well, yeah, sure, we know you would never do this. I said, but do you understand that no principal would allow this? Like, I don't understand what you're talking about. If there's some offshoot case in a school, then yeah, if I heard a teacher was reading something like that to my kid, I'd be like, yeah, knock, knock. Hi, I'm here. What's up? Can we do something about it? And
Shane,
yeah,
it's
you
drag
get that teacher
queens.
fired. But there's no
It's
agenda.
It's drag
No, there's
queens
no
and
agenda.
it's the witches too. Us
Yeah.
practicing witches were invading the public schools while people like Greg Locke, who are major Trump supporters and give Trump money from their churches, baptize people in Trump's name in front of Trump signs.
What?
Right. And I just got
Yes.
into a debate with, Mr. Full Service. And listen, I like Glenn. He's a nice guy, but his wife is a huge Trumpy. And anyway, he is, we talk about Ron DeSantis just went to the Wailing Wall, right? Put on a kippah and everything. The man's a Catholic, but whatever. I digress.
Anything to get votes, huh?
100%. Meanwhile, Florida is literally banning Jewish books like the graphic novel of Anne Frank and Mouse and Eli Wiesel's Night and things like that. And his comeback to me was, well, it talks about her having like a lesbian fantasy. And I said, you know what? Here's the deal. And I remember reading Anne Frank's diary, and she does talk about that.
I remember it too.
Yeah, she kind of talked about maybe liking a girl. She was a teenage girl and she was bored and wrote out a bunch of her thoughts, right? She was trapped all day long, had to sit still the entire day. So anyway, and so my thing to him is like, but sexuality is sexuality. Why are y'all only picking on homosexuality? Why aren't you picking on heterosexuality?
Tell them,
It's
Shay.
the same thing. It's the same thing to me.
Tell them, Shay.
Or
Who's
focus on the
indoctrinating our children? Who's pushing their religious conscience onto our children? If my child read that and came to me and said, I didn't know she had a crush on a girl, I would be, you know what? Had the Schnazis not unalived her, we would have found out what she truly was. But
exactly.
we'll never know, will we? Let's talk about the real issues with the Holocaust, shall we?
What's wrong with Charlotte's Web? What
Oh,
that's
Lord.
that's on the ban list too.
They're mad at Charlotte's Web?
I
Yes.
haven't heard that one.
I can't even think. I've seen and read that book countless of times, and I can't think off the top of my head what the hell's wrong with Charlotte's Web.
Well, I can, some people believe that because of the talking animals, and that's against their religion. Though some religious, religions
World. So now
have an
Tom
issue with
Jerry
that.
needs to go.
What?
What about the Warner Brothers? What?
Yeah.
Animaniacs. There's a lot of animals talking out here. Bugs Bunny. Yeah. Donald Duck, Daffy Duck, all of them.
What about Animal Farm? Is that gone too?
FLDS is one of them. They
No,
don't
my
believe
son
in
just read that one.
talking animals is against their religion.
He just read 1984. I was like, it's an interesting book, isn't it? And he goes, yeah, it's really weird. I'm like, That was written in 1949. So he's like, that's insane. I said, yeah, you can apply it to today's age. Imagine when I read it in the 80s. It was pretty interesting.
It was.
Can I play something really quick?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's going to be one of the women. Her name is Jill Harth, that lays out Trump's activity.
Oh.
I'm not going to play 4 minutes. I'm just going to play a little snippet of her conversation really quick.
Okay. Let's listen to her.
He is pushing me up against the wall, forcing me to kiss, forcing a kiss on me, and again with his hands all over my body and up again my dress with the hands.
Trump's advances didn't stop there, she says. In March 1993, he tried a third time.
It turned into a wrestling match. He was starting to kiss me. He had his hands all over me. Again, he had his hands up my dress.
Lisa Bloom, who's a
Lisa Bloom
supporter, is
the daughter of
It's time for him to face the music and be a man and apologize to Jill Harth.
a Trump spokesperson says it.
Is the daughter of God, I forget her name. Another strong woman attorney. I'll think of it later. But yeah.
I can't read the
That's all
chat.
the evidence.
Shirt is white.
That's all the evidence I need to hear.
There's several women that have
Open
described
that.
him this way. Several. Through the years. And that's what he does. And like I said, he describes it on Access Hollywood tape.
Wow.
Yeah, he admitted himself what he does.
Oh, Gloria Allred.
Oh, that's Gloria Allred's daughter? Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yes.
Dang. Okay.
No, Mr. Nice Guy, it's not after 20 years. This is all happening now in
It
trial.
doesn't matter if it was yesterday or 20 years ago, Angelo. Come on.
Right.
Yes,
The guy's
be
a
honest.
jerk.
You know you don't want no man doing
Essaying
that.
women is essaying women, Angelo. Come on.
Listen
You've
up.
got more of a brain than that.
Listen up. You don't want nothing. You don't. I know you won't. To the Trump supporters out there, I know good and well you wouldn't leave Trump alone with
Not all
anyone you
women
love.
scream. I've been essayed, Angelo. I didn't scream either. It's called being in shock.
Right.
So,
The mental
miss me
turmoil
with
that
that
women go
bullshit.
through. The mental turmoil that women go through, men have no idea. You had Donald Trump's lawyer, in this case right now with E. Jean Carroll, asking her why she didn't scream.
Yeah. Not all women are going to scream. You don't know how you would respond.
Right. And the judge made some type
And
of
they were
comment to him,
friends. He and E. Jean Carroll, she describes it. They were friends.
That's
They
right.
knew each other.
Not to mention the
She
fact
was
that this
bantering
man,
with him.
with all the money and connections that he has, can make anyone's life miserable if they go against him. Let's bring, there's intimidation there too.
That's right.
You know,
That's
and
You
right.
know how many times, and I was essayed by someone I knew as well. So a lot of essay comes from people we know, or a guy we're on a date with, or a good friend, and it turns, or whatever. And that's what happened with E. Jean Carroll. She knew him. They were friends. They were bantering. They were teasing back and forth. She was happy because it was Donald Trump. Because in the days, everybody liked Donald Trump. They knew who he was, but they liked his character. He was gregarious, right? And flirtatious and funny and all of that. And so she was bantering. And so when it turned like that on her, she at first didn't know how to handle it because it's a shock.
right.
So miss me with whether a woman should scream or not.
You know what another ridiculous argument is for the people who support Trump? He's a billionaire. Why would he do that? A billionaire doesn't need to essay anybody. Well, it's kind of funny. You have Roger Ailes, Fox owner, did it. You have Bill O'Reilly, fired from Fox for sexual misconduct. You have other prominent, wealthy billionaires who have done the same thing, who have been sued. So this argument that they're rich, they don't need to, get off that one. My God.
Yes. Now we have a new guest. Joy, is that your name?
That's her testimony. Click. I wasn't here, but that's her testimony.
Now, Joy, we haven't done business together, right?
No, I haven't been on with you before.
Okay, I got some questions to ask.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, because what I don't want people to think is I coordinate with people to come into my live and talk about things. Fair enough?
No, not at all.
Okay, and we do practice no cursing and no name calling here. But I do got to ask some questions so I know where you land on issues that are very important in the kingdom. Are you ready?
Yes.
I need more practice on the not cursing.
Okay, yes, you do. And you need to work on telling the truth about my handsome.
I always say SHIT. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yes. Joy, and that you're fine with me calling you Joy, right?
Yes.
Okay, in your opinion, was the 2020 election stolen by President Biden? Yes or no?
Can I not answer that?
Oh no.
This is a matter of
answer,
green.
No, I do not think Biden stole the election.
Thank you. Let's move on to the next question. This is a doozy.
Okay.
In your opinion, who would you say is responsible for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th?
Who's responsible? I think all government officials are.
Okay. There's one more.
Okay.
Sanders responsible. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. One more question, and then we can go into the reason you came in here to talk, if
Okay,
that's
thank
where
you.
you want
Okay.
to go. All right. The last question. Do you pledge allegiance to the United States Constitution or to a person?
To the Constitution.
Okay. The results are you are
She
I
leans
guess
right for sure, but she's not
one
all the
of
way over
you're
there.
one of three. You're one of three.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey,
Now let's get into where you wanted to talk about, because you were very
okay.
polite when you asked to come up and talk. So I want
Oh,
to hear
yeah.
from you.
And in fact, I'm almost off my lunch break. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and I come in peace. And I know I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and I'm going to hop off and listen to the responses. But I think Trump shot himself in the foot by saying he didn't know who E. Jean Carroll was. I think we all know that they knew each other in the past. But I just want to throw this out there. This could have been a mutual encounter. It could have been. I mean, it is possible that they had sex voluntarily. And I'm going to go ahead and hop out and hear your guys' responses.
Well, Joy,
That
they
was
didn't
it?
have sex. He used his fingers. So I don't know if you know the details, but it wasn't right. And so it was not a sexual relationship in any way. And she that day told her girlfriend, she told two girlfriends, so what happened between her and Trump. And they testified. And so that validates E. Jean Carroll. Because if you think about if you've ever been essayed or ever anything happening, like, your boss hit on you at work, or, something weird or something you're like, oh my God, how do I handle this? Do I tell my husband? Do I tell my girlfriends? If you've ever been in that situation as a woman, Joy, then, it validates when you know that woman has told her story immediately to a couple of girlfriends in confidence. And on the day it happened. And so, so I just kind of wanted to clarify that with you a little bit, that he didn't have sex with her. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that part. I thought it was a full sexual encounter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, obviously there's semen involved. You're saying he used his fingers and then he ejaculated on her?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then I'm just saying there's been lots of circumstances where women have lied, because remember there was a trial with some sports, I think it was college sports. She accused them and then she ended up admitting that she was lying. I'm just saying it does happen. And hey, you guys have a good day. And thank you for having me on, Zeus.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks for coming in.
It sounds like so could this have been consensual? Is that what the angle was?
Yeah, she thinks that they had sex and maybe she regretted it or something, I guess. I don't know. She wasn't around long enough to clarify, but
What about all his other sexual assault
Joy, that's the
cases that he's paid to keep quiet?
They were consensual.
Joy.
and it goes even further. If he used his fingers and penetrated in any way, it goes from sexual assault to R.
That's exactly right. And that's what E. Jean Carroll said. It wasn't just that. He used he penetrated her with his fingers. Now, I know there's a DNA thing, but I haven't really quite confirmed what the DNA is, but I haven't looked that up. Jay, do you know anything about that?
I heard it was his DNA, kind of like Monica Lewinsky on the blue dress.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So he did. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting what you just described.
Well,
okay.
Okay.
But the video I just played of Jill Harth explains his same action towards all the women that have claimed that he's done something. Gets them alone.
He says, I can grab her by the right? That's what he does.
Gets them alone, separates them, and then attacks them.
I want to say this to the people who keep asking for more evidence. What evidence do you have about President Joe Biden?
Right.
Right?
Why? I mean, we're at least in a space where Trump is actually in the courtroom. You know the rules. You gotta have docket numbers to even allege it's even possibly true.
Let me
have docket numbers.
Let me ask Shay something. Shay, have you heard or seen in a chat writing Janae saying that Biden is a P3DO?
Oh yeah.
Okay, she
I've seen
was in Greg's live last night broadcast. She lied to his face because our argument is I call her out on being a fake Bible thumping, and she calls Biden.
You know, we don't like to talk about other content creators.
Well, anyway, she tried to say that she didn't say it when she did. And
I've seen her write like he's a child sniffer and I've seen her.
Well, you got to have docket numbers. That's all I'm saying. It's not saying it's not possible, but where we are, there got to be a docket number to corroborate your accusations, your claims. And right now in New York, there's a docket number about some SA conduct about the former president.
No.
100%.
We have a lot of attacking plate videos. Disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I don't care how long justice takes. Justice matters.
I think her story is true just by knowing me being a victim myself, her telling her two girlfriends immediately after it happened, that validates it right there. Now, her going forward and how to handle it because he was famous, because he's wealthy, because she has a career, that man was known to take people down. And so you sit there and go, okay, do I make a big deal out of this? Do I report it? Is it worth it? Is it that? These are the dilemmas a woman literally goes through in order to survive in this world. And that's what people don't understand. It is a decision we have to make. Do we blow it off? Do we make a fuss about it? Because we're often called troublemakers, Karens, hysterical, emotional, weak, all of these things. And so when you're a woman with a career and educated and all of that, you have to sit there and go, is it worth me reporting this? Or do I just bow my head and just get through it and muster on? That is what women are told to do our entire lives. Get over it, move on, grin and bear it.
Were you too drunk? What were you wearing?
Yes. Cover it up. Don't wear tight clothes. Make sure your skirt's not too short. All of these things that I was raised up to I was taught as a girl my entire life was surrounded by me having to deal with it all. It was my fault, my way, how I had to handle it, strengthen up, all these things. And that's what we've had to deal with. I had an associate principal hit on me on a retreat. And, the principal looked at me and I could tell, and she was a female principal, and she looked at me and said, what do you want to do? She had to do it, but I could see in her eyes, like, Shay, just get on with it. Like, I could just tell. And I just did. I decided not to ruin his career because I was a young teacher. I was 24 years old.
And here's the hypocrisy.
I didn't know what to do. And it doesn't make it right or wrong, but these are the decisions we have to make.
Here's the hypocrisy, Shay. They're saying, where's the proof? Where's the evidence? They want to see pictures. They want blood stains and DNA samples. But yet, they believe everything Donald Trump says in regards to mass voter fraud without evidence or facts or documentation. So they want facts on one side, but they don't care about facts on the other side. So the hypocrisy runs really deep in this.
Yeah.
It does. It's covering for the man because that's what happens all the time. She's lying because she wants money, or she's this, or she's that. It's like,
I wanted to
interject for a moment if I could. Yeah.
And Zeus, I wasn't able to find that video. I'm gonna have to go back through my favorites on another one of my TikTok accounts to find that video. But once I find it, I promise you, I'll send it to you.
Lauren Boebert's husband has a docket number.
Wolf, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. As Zeus said, we want the docket numbers. And where Zeus is coming from with that is someone told Zeus and I a couple of weeks ago, and I don't use anyone's names.
Thank you.
Yeah, we know.
Someone told Zeus and I a couple of weeks ago, do you have a docket number for that? And we gave docket numbers. Well, these are fake. These docket numbers are fake. That doesn't mean a thing. So it just goes to show, and I saw that same individual in a live today where he had changed his name to God.
Yes, he did.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that? Zeus, did you see that?
No.
His username is God.
I'm
His name is God. Okay.
Lord have
What I'm saying
mercy.
is,
The guy
here's what
is
I'm
just
saying.
lost.
Here's what I'm saying.
Sorry.
The fact of the matter is, you have people with literally a cult mentality. I promise you, if Donald Trump called this individual tomorrow and said, I need $20,000, I promise you, he would wipe the peanut butter off himself, take off his Trump 2024 Speedo, put on some normal underwear, and go to the bank and get that $20,000 out. If he
And
had it.
then complain he didn't make as much money under Biden as he did
And
Trump.
yeah, and then complain about gas prices and egg prices. I paid $35 for a dozen
Yes, if
eggs.
you see God in the list, you know who it is. Don't get excited.
And I get so sick and tired. Again, I'm not going to use anyone's names, but y'all know who I'm talking about.
No, those of us,
When
yeah.
you come out here on the internet and you make ridiculous statements, and someone speaks up against you, and your first notion is, "Well, you just hate me." No, I don't hate you. I just don't like you because you have no clue what you're talking about. When you come out here as a phony TikTok attorney because you did whatever research you felt you needed to do, and you know more than Alvin Bragg, a successful prosecutor,
Oh, you met
you know
that
more than a
person.
judge, then I'm sorry, but your argument doesn't hold any kind of water with me. And when you come out here and you just flat out lie, well, you have wrecked every cool point that you may have had with me ever. And you won't know exactly the three people I'm talking about.
And Greg, don't you dare let them be your TikTok aunties.
Wow.
Don't let them around your daughter.
That opening line right there.
Did he change his name because people aren't giving him a platform anymore, and then he can come up and people not know who he is? Because there's,
No,
that
I think
older
he
lady that
changed it.
follows him that changed her name too.
Oh yeah, I think, lady, they changed it because he literally wants people to say, "Hi, God, how are you?" or "God, you go next." Honestly.
Oh,
Well, Zeus is a god of sorts, right? So I think he's trying to be Zeus, but without being Zeus. That's why I chuckled. Okay.
Okay. I'll go with that. I like that. That's
You knew exactly what I
He
was
takes
talking
every
about,
other
right?
thing I do and runs with it. So why not that?
He does. He's trying to mimic you because we'll go on the other, and that's what he does.
And I'm
then
honored.
He's
he acts like a
unhinged too right
Biden
now.
supporter and
He's
does all this
unhinged.
stuff. I'm like, can you stop?
I was just in there.
Zeus,
He's unhinged.
Oh,
Zeus,
he's
I'm
he's
gonna
live
say
right
this.
now.
Zeus, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna drop myself down.
Okay. Imitation is the best form of flattery. I get
Yes,
it.
it is.
That night that I got into his live, and I went ballistic on him,
Yeah.
and I read him the riot act. Part of me says, "Man, Swerve, you shouldn't have went full barrel like that." The other part of me said he deserved both barrels, and I gave him both barrels, and I have no regrets because he'll never come into my life and actually know what it's like to have a conversation, to ask questions and answer questions. And when I say I want a question answered, that means if I ask you, what about when Trump said this? Well, what about when Biden? No. I'm not interested in your what about isms. If that's what you want to do, you go back and you start your own live and you can what about people to death. And Greg, I'm going to tell you something, brother. You need to stop going in there with them before you have a goddamn stroke.
I think my blood pressure is
I
higher.
think he has, right?
Greg, they never once have let you answer a single question. Not one time.
Of course.
They'll ask you a question. You go to answer it. 6 or 7 people will start yelling and in the process ask you 10 more questions. You need to stop going in there before you have a stroke. I guarantee you there's a part of your brain. There's a part of your brain, Greg, right now going, I'm a tumor. I'm a tumor. Oh, I'm a tumor. I'm a tumor. I'm a tumor.
Well, that's just my hypochondria, but yeah. Sure.
Oh.
It's the worst Michael Jackson impressions I've ever heard. Well, what about? What about?
Hey!
That's pretty good. I like
That's
that one.
good.
Good.
That's good.
That
I
was
love
good,
good
lady.
content.
That
Yeah,
was
you
good.
know.
I have to give that's Bobby B. I have to give Bobby B credit for that.
Mm, mm.
Looks like RCID is agreeing with me as well. That's why I started doing my own lives on my other account, just because that way, if we're gonna have people like want to challenge, then let's have it, But I'm not gonna
But
be six
but
v
you
one.
yeah, but Greg, you keep going in there where it's 6v1.
I
You
know,
keep doing it.
I know.
He
And
does.
look,
It's
man,
fun.
if you didn't come on so late at night, like I wake up in the morning and I see, oh, at 2:30 a.m. Greg shared a live with you.
Well, that
I'm
was
like
last night, but
2:30.
that was towards the end because somebody
I'm
was
like
talking
Those
about
2:30
it.
in
nights
the
are about to
morning.
be over. He's about to be a dad. Those nights are going to be over.
And Greg,
Trust.
if you recall, you shared a live with me. I came in there, you were like swerving his hair. Somebody immediately goes, oh, your lifeline is here. Well, let's see what he has to offer. And then the Duck Dynasty reject, he goes, old Uncle Fester is finally here. I'm like, there's no way I'm getting in the box with these people.
But you should have swerved because we could have gone at them together. See, that's the beauty of it. We
No,
could have
see,
done it.
but see,
Y'all are hilarious.
but no, Greg, we could not have because one, they
They would
outnumbered
have
us.
yelled.
Two,
Yeah.
all they want to do is yell over people. Three, the host had no control over that live whatsoever.
Nope.
And
She's too
there was
nice.
no way I'm going to raise my blood pressure and run the risk of a heart attack by getting in the box with people like that. I just can't do it. And
I
I will
feel you.
give them if they come to my live, if they ever had the stones to come to my live, you all know me. When I get into a debate, I am very fair. I will let you
Absolutely.
say what you want to say, and then I will retort. But you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my hands upon thee.
Can
I
the
hear
church
you.
say amen?
Oh, it's
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, see,
it's
what
just
I'm
like
on that.
in April.
Huh?
April's lives, and I was in there, and she continuously talked over. She had someone in her live that continuously talked over Swervin, talked over Dawn, then continued to put words in their mouths, and I was like, I know Swervin's about to lose it. This particular female that was in April's live, and she goes around in other people's lives and does that. There's a couple of them that are really problematic, and giving them a platform just, you
Yeah,
know.
they don't
Let
know
me
how to debate.
let
And
me
Zeus,
let
I'm
me
gonna tell you
just tell
something,
you.
brother. Zeus, I'm proud of you, man. I'm
Why?
proud of you, brother,
Me too.
because you stopped platforming those people.
Mm.
They
Mm.
So
they are problematic. They won't let you, even in your own life, they won't let you answer a question that they ask you. They just start talking right over you. And I'm sorry, but this to me was nothing but pure racism.
Oh,
If you're going to sit here and try to explain to me why George Floyd deserved to die while
Holy shit.
Ashley Babbitt deserved to live, I'm out. I got to
so
go.
so Swervin, I was just in our friend's live, who is now known by God, and he dropped about 6 F-bombs in a row after I said something. So like he got like super triggered, and
What's he
he's not
say?
he's not in a good place right now. I don't think he's in
He's
a good
not.
place.
Did
He's
it? Did
struggling.
his eyebrow start twitching beyond control?
listen.
Probably.
You know how I feel, and it's challenging. Okay, but
I know.
I've built my platform on having respect for people, no matter who they are. And while we don't see eye to eye on issues, my thing is I have to protect my own mental health. Yes,
Absolutely,
and
yes,
so,
sir.
and I get where you're coming from, Swerve, and that's why it's not just his, but any live where I sense that I might find myself uh, saying or doing something that I don't think represents who I am, I just pass. It's just not
Absolutely.
healthy. It's just
And
not
that's
healthy.
Zeus.
Yeah.
That's why I'm proud of
That's
you,
what he
man,
says
and
in
that's why I
there.
dig you and follow you. I really do.
Thank you, brother. And
Ditto.
it is not about the number of viewers all the time, though that does sometimes help. But I've seen over the course of my time on this platform, people with lots of followers end up doing in dangerous spaces,
Mm-hmm.
just trying to
Hmm.
keep those likes up. And I've tried to tell people, It's really about who you are at the end of the day.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
don't chase the algorithm. Don't do it.
Yeah.
It's not healthy.
You let that algorithm chase you.
Yes.
And I'm the same way. You know, when I was going into the VA this morning, I told you I was going to bring my support system with me. So I went live.
Yes.
And when I got into my doctor's office, she was like, yeah, no, we can't do that. You know, VA lawyers might have a field day with something like that. If it was just like you and a friend and y'all are on FaceTime, that might be cool. But you're sitting there with 35, 45 people right now. We can't do that. And I said goodbye. And I'll see you all later. But I'm not chasing clout. I'm not chasing algorithms, followers, or friends or anything like that.
No.
I'm just a guy just like you, Zeus. Here
I'm chasing
here to
followers.
speak my truth.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that's it. There's no magic to what's going on here. You ask questions, we come with receipts. Okay, you know what side of the aisle you're on, it doesn't matter. Just come with respect, and we can talk. But when it gets to like the name calling and the over talking, and I am the host, listen to me. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Because you don't pay any of these bills that Zeus has. You don't.
Well, speaking of having to go, I gotta go get my blood pressure done.
What a segue. What a segue.
Yeah, I gotta go. I'm gonna go do my blood pressure.
We address it all. All right, Brother Swervin.
Talk with my nurse practitioner, and you know, because really, I really got to protect my own mental and physical health right now.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm more focused on than anything else. But Zeus, I appreciate you having me in the closet of truth yet again. You know, I'm gonna keep trying my best to hold it down in my fortress of solid truth. I know Greg is gonna hold it down in the bunker.
Yes.
And
me and my wine cellar. Yes.
Yeah, Greg, just stay out of those places. Just I'll
do my best. I think Greg is gonna go back in there a few times until he's had his share. And I've been where you are, Greg. I have.
It's not gonna surprise me if he does. I'm just saying. So
it's because I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. I go into battle from the bunker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been there.
Y'all have a great afternoon, great night, great evening. And I will see you. Oh my God. What the hell is that?
Go ahead and enjoy. Let me read.
I'll see y'all later, guys and girls. Everybody be safe out there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, Swervin is on his way to enjoying some of those benefits that President Biden is offering us. Okay, I'm trying to figure it out. Which one is it? Let me see. Maybe it's the benefits of the Inflation Reduction Act. Yes. Taking care of our veterans, the American Rescue Plan. Absolutely. So is Swervin. Please continue to enjoy all of the good work that President Biden is doing.
That's right.
The PACT Act, yes, April.
Fortress
to all the veterans out there. Alvin Nothing Bragg.
Alvin Bragg. Alvin Bragg.
Yeah.
Alvin Bragg.
Shout out to Alvin Bragg.
And Letitia James and Fannie Willis.
Oh, and what about Jack Smith? He's a harasser.
Jack Smith.
He's a harasser and an abuser, and they hate him with a passion.
They hate Trump. They hate Trump. They don't hate him. They hate Trump.
April, I don't see you.
Oh, when you were talking about basketball this morning,
yes,
I put into the chat Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, the Harlem Globetrotters. Those are icons.
Yes.
Did you Somebody said Lakers in 3. Cut it out.
Yes, please.
There's my phone.
Uh-oh.
No, but Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks he's, compared to Jesus and Nelson Mandela. He's been sacrificed and crucified so much.
Oh, we get a lot of truth here down in the closet. April, what brings you to the kingdom? How are you doing?
I'm great. I just got out of my bunker. So I'm done for the day. So I can talk.
Okay.
But I just wanted to come up for a little while and just say how much I respect everyone here. I mean, I met from Zeus's Live, I've met some of the most amazing, intelligent, great personalities, just great characters. I love all of you. I think you're great.
I love you too, April.
Back at you,
I really
April.
do.
Thank you, honey.
Feel the love, ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen.
Joe, how you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this. I mean, attacking. I mean, I've been friends before Zeus. I was friends with attacking, and he's always been my documents guy. You know, I scream,
Yeah.
"Come on, attacking, come and help me!"
Yes. Yes. Heidi, nice to see you. Yes.
So, yeah, today I'm gonna carry on with your topics from this morning.
Oh.
The Tucker
Yes.
and what Anthony brought up about the MAGA being the new Confederacy.
Oh.
So that's what I think.
That's what your live is going to be about when you go live?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to start out with Tucker and all.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Tucker,
Please
Tucker said that
April?
MAGA's the new Confederacy. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah,
Wow.
MAGA's the new
April, could
Confederacy.
you
Damn.
could I request that you bring up the fact that Trump owns $5 million in Bud Light stock?
Oh yeah, okay. I
Does
can
he
put
really?
Yeah,
that
but
in
you
there.
notice that he didn't mention anything
Yes.
about it.
Wow.
He knew.
That's great.
He
He
knows.
lost
Ultra
more
MAGA
money.
94. What are we crying about? We're smiling. No one's crying here.
No offense to Dylan
They have
Mulvaney,
nothing to
okay, but I
say.
am going to boycott it now just because he owns stock in it.
But I think that's
doesn't
great. He
even
lost
drink.
more money. He's lost more money. That's a good thing, y'all.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's the fact that he's a hypocrite because he's a stockholder. Therefore, he has interest in the advertising. He has to have, he has to have some type with the stuff with the advertising has to be sent to him. Surely he has to approve and approve like their marketing stuff. So Trump approved Dylan Mulvaney, y'all.
Wow. Wow. Shame. He keeps putting his hand, he keeps revealing himself to be just the strangest of people out here. Really.
Ultra MAGA, your name is Ultra MAGA. Enough said. If you think you can get in a box and make any of us cry when that's your name, that's hysterical.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
just going to sit there and take turns at you and make fun of your name.
Oh my God. Keep it
Like
clean.
MAGA's
Gonna
not
make
enough.
us
They
Actually,
got
cry
to
I'm
be
if you
interested in
ultra
what he
cry.
has to say.
We're going to peel you
Well,
like an onion.
Why
like
would
I
you
keep
want to make
saying.
people cry? Why do you want to make people cry? I don't get it.
I know.
They're
It's
so
so
mean.
sad.
It's just so mean.
They're so weak that they have to go, I'm going to come make you cry. I'm like, yeah, because you can't debate. That's why. Because you can't speak on policy. You have no intellectual capabilities. Your cognitive dissonance is out the door, dude. Like, good luck.
Ultra mega Marjorie Taylor Greene committed adultery to the point where the husband doesn't even know if those children are his. What does the Bible say about that? Since you're Christian, Ultra mega, what does the Bible say should happen to someone like her?
Oh.
He said, "You all know me."
Oh. Well, you know what
I'm
the
not
Lord.
saying it because TikTok could get me for saying it, but go back because you probably never even read your Bible. Go find
Wyatt
that.
Earp is here. Wyatt Earp is here. So in Adam's live, he got Wyatt to shut his phone off 3 times, telling him that it was a reset.
Adam's live. There's an echo. Now who's that
So-
echoing? Oh.
So Wyatt Earp had been in a live with Adam, who is, I don't know if you know Adam, the turn-up guy. And Wyatt comes into the chat several times. And Adam kept telling Wyatt that he was having a problem hearing him when he could hear him just fine. and he was getting Wyatt to shut off his phone.
Oh my
on the
God.
live. So he held down the power button 3 times and exited the live 3 separate times trying to reset his phone.
That's hilarious.
That's great.
That's funny.
That's funny.
That is
It was
funny.
hilarious. And he
It's a
did it
wild,
3
wild
times. He fell
world.
for it 3 times.
It's a wild, wild world out here, ladies and
It
gentlemen.
really is.
we are committed to telling the truth and nothing but the truth. And that's what these lives are about. As you can see, President Biden has sent 1,500 troops to the border. Okay. Look at him right there. Boots on the
Open
ground.
border.
Boots. Real American boots on the ground at the border. What more could President Biden done to save this country? What more?
That's right.
They don't want to
Well,
talk about it.
he's sending troops. That's
He's
what he's
sending
doing.
troops.
They
Because
buried
the
them.
Proud Boys and all, you know, they was put on alert. The Proud Boys, you know, they was texting and all this stuff. You know.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why them troops mainly is going down there.
Oh. So there's more to this. The plot thickens.
Well, he's having the town hall.
Oh. Oh.
He's having the town hall. So, you know, wherever's Trump, and then, you know, he's going to bring that, the 14th up. Ain't that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it is. They say
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
And yeah,
Tell
so,
people.
you know, they've texted for the Proud Boys and all his supporters, just like the insurrection. Marjorie's probably done her texting and all, and gotta have
The town hall he's having on CNN, that one?
God bless Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. God
That's
bless
next
them.
weekend or next week?
It's the 11th.
The 11th on Thursday. Okay. So is anybody watching the coronation on Saturday of the King Charles III?
Really?
I might.
Yeah.
Just because I've never, that's something
we're
that
never gonna
happens
get
only
to
like
see
once
it.
in a lifetime, so I
Right,
might.
it's a once in a lifetime thing. I'm like, man.
Scuba Steve. Scuba Steve.
Wyatt,
That's what I'm thinking.
Wyatt,
Scuba Steve feels so
again
smart
in the
this
comment
life.
section. Wyatt, you turned
Wyatt's
off your
here?
phone 3 times. You turned off your phone 3 times in Adam's live, but you're in the comment section. Come on, man.
Just be honest.
Poor Wyatt.
Just be honest to my friends on the other side of the aisle, the Trump supporters especially. You know that this is one of the most honest places on TikTok that you can actually come in and learn. Okay? And I know it's tough. It's tough to
Wyatt, yes you did. You turned your phone off 3 times.
But you gotta stay out of those. You gotta stay out of those lies with those fake hosts, those fake TikTok hosts. I hate them with a passion. Okay? Stay out of
He's
their
an abuser. He's an abuser.
Yes, they're abusers and harassers. Yes, these fake TikTok hosts are. And they brand themselves with titles they don't deserve.
Like God.
Yes. They say that they love Zeus. Thank you, Angela. They say that they love Zeus with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. Yes, over here, everyone is beautiful. Everyone is handsome. But there can only be one Triple H, and it is I. Me. Why do they call me Triple H?
Because you
I am
are
honest. Yes, I'm the most
Everyone
honest.
is beautiful in their own way.
Tell them that's accurate. Yes. But next, I am the most humble. There's nobody more humble than me on TikTok. When I get it wrong, I own up to it. I apologize. I'm sorry I stepped on your toes. No one more honest, more humble. And last but not least, I am definitely the most handsome man on
I
this.
don't know. What do you guys think? You think I'm more handsome? Because I mean, now that you see me here, I think I'm more handsome. Honestly,
Well,
my beard's lined up. Wait, hold up. Look at this fade. Look at this fade going on. Come on.
I must
because of
say,
the broadcast I'm in.
I must say, you're a good runner-up, Greg. You are. Okay.
What about me?
Zeus, are you married or do you have kids or?
No married, no kids. Just one man and his